Come in, and know me better, man. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me. You have never seen the like of me before.
Never.
Have you ever walked forth with younger members of my family? Meaning my older brothers born in these later years?
I don't think I have. I'm afraid I have not. Have you had many brothers, Spirit?
More than 1,800.
A tremendous family to provide for. Spirit, conduct me whither you will. I went forth last night on compulsion, and I learned to listen, which is working now. Tonight, if you have aught to touch me, let me profit by it.
Touch my robe.
Is there a peculiar flavor on what you sprinkle from your torch?
There is. My own.
Would it apply to any kind of dinner on this day?
To any kindly given. To a poor one most.
Why to a poor one most?
Because it needs it most.
Spirit, I wonder you, of all the beings in the many worlds about us, should desire to cramp these people's opportunities of innocent enjoyment?
I?
You would deprive them of their means of dining every seventh day, often the only day on which they can't be said to dine at all, wouldn't you?
I?
You seek to close these places on the seventh day, and it comes to the same thing.
I seek?
Forgive me if I'm wrong. It has been done in your name, or at least in that of your family.
There are some upon this earth of yours who lay claim to know us, and who do their deeds of passion, pride, ill will, hatred, envy, bigotry, and selfishness in our name, who are strange to us and all our kith and kin, as if they had never lived. Remember that and charge your doings on themselves, not us.
I promise I will.
What has ever got your precious father, then? And your brother Tiny Tim? And Martha weren't as late as Christmas Day by half an hour.
Here's Martha, Mother.
Here's Martha, Mother. Hurrah!
Why, bless your heart alive, my dear. How late you are.
We'd a deal of work to finish up last night and had to clear away this morning, Mother.
Well, never mind so long as you are come. Sit ye down before the fire, my dear, and have warm. Lord bless ye.
No, there's Father's coming. Hide, Martha, hide.
Why, where's our Martha?
Not coming.
Not coming? Not coming on Christmas Day?
And how did little Tim behave?
That he hoped the people saw him in church because he was a cripple, and it might be pleasant to them to remember upon Christmas Day who made lame beggars walk and blind men see. A Merry Christmas to us all, my dears. God bless us.
God bless us, everyone.
Spirit, tell me if Tiny Tim will live.
I see a vacant seat in the poor chimney corner, and a crutch without an owner, carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
No, no, no!
Mr. Scrooge! I'll give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast.
Founder of the feast, indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon. I hope he would have a good appetite for it.
My dear, the children... Christmas Day.
It should be Christmas Day, I am sure, not for his. Long life to him. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. He'll be very merry and very happy, I have no doubt.
Man, if man you be in heart, not adamant, forbear that wicked cant until you have discovered what the surplus is, and where it is. Will you decide what men shall live, and what men shall die? It may be that in the sight of heaven you are more worthless and less fit to live than millions like this poor man's child. Oh, I hear the insect on the leaf pronouncing on the too much life among his hungry brothers in the dust.
He said that Christmas was a humbug as I live. He believed it, too. More shame for him, Fred.
He's a comical old fellow, that's the truth, and not so pleasant as he might be. However, his offenses carry their own punishment, and I have nothing to say against him.
I'm sure he's very rich, Fred. At least you always tell me so.
What of that, my dear? His wealth is of no use to him. He don't do any good with it. He don't make himself comfortable with it. He has the satisfaction of thinking that he is ever going to benefit us with it.
I have no patience with him.
I am sorry for him. I couldn't be angry with him if I tried. Who suffers by his ill whims? Himself, always. Here he takes it into his head to dislike us and won't come and dine with us. What's the consequence? He don't lose much of a dinner.
Indeed. I think he loses a very good dinner.
Very good.
Well, I'm very glad to hear it because I have a great faith in these young housekeepers. What do you say, Topper? I was only going to say that the consequence of taking a dislike to us and not making merry with us, as I think that he loses some pleasant moments, which could do him no harm. I am sure he loses pleasanter companions than he could find in his own thoughts, either in his moldy old office or his dusty chambers. I mean to give him the same chance every year, whether he likes it or not, for I pity him. He may rail at Christmas till he dies, but he can't help thinking better of it. I defy him. If he finds me going there in good temper, year after year, saying, "Uncle Scrooge, how are you?" if it only puts him in vain to leave his poor clerk £50, that's something. And I think I shook him yesterday. How about we play a new game? It's called Yes and No.
Here, a new game. 1/2 hour, Spirit, only one.
I am thinking of an animal, a live animal, rather a disagreeable animal, a savage animal, an animal that growls and grunts sometimes and talks sometimes, and lives in London and walks about on the streets and wasn't made a show of, and wasn't led by anybody and doesn't live in a menagerie, and never killed in a market.
Is it a horse?
No.
Is it a cow?
No.
Is it a bull?
No.
Is it a tiger?
No.
Is it a dog?
No.
What about a cat?
No.
Oh, I know. It's a bear.
Yes and no.
I have found it. I know what it is, Fred. I know what it is.
What is it?
It's your Uncle Scrooge.
Yes! A Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to the old man, whatever he is. He wouldn't take it from me, but may he have it, nevertheless. Uncle Scrooge.
Are spirits' lives so short?
My life upon the globe is very brief. It ends tonight.
Tonight?
Tonight. At midnight. Hark, the time is drawing near.
Forgive me if I am not justified in what I ask, but I see something strange and not belonging to yourself protruding from your skirts.
It might be a claw, or the flesh there is upon it. Look here.
Spirit, are they yours?
They are man's, and they cling to me, appealing from their fathers. This boy is ignorance, this girl is want. Beware them both in all of their degree, but most of all beware this boy, for on his brow I see the written which is doom. Unless the writing be erased, deny it. Slander those who tell it ye, admit it for your factitious purpose, and make it worse, and abide in the end.
Have they no refuge or resource?
Are there no prisons?
Are there no workhouses? I am in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come.